Welcome everybody. We'll give everyone 90 more seconds to arrive and then we'll crack into it. But if you are looking for capacity planning for Xero Practice Manager, you are in the right place, so sit tight. All right, I think that's about 90 seconds. What do you think, Will?
Yeah, let's get into it.
All right, welcome everybody. I'm Ruben. This is Will, and if you're looking for capacity planning for Xero Practice Manager, you are in the right place. So today, before we get started, special welcome to the Xero Partner Success Team. There's a few of you on the call today, and I know a few more of you would have registered. So good to see you guys learning alongside your partners. So yeah, welcome. Also, extra special welcome to this is our first Asia time zone webinar. Previously, we've done a lot of over the last 14 years implementation, training, support for Xero Practice Manager within Australia and New Zealand and bits and pieces around the world, but we've never run anything specific to Singapore, Hong Kong, Malaysia, Philippines, the likes of you all. So yeah, this won't be the last. And we look forward to a lot more like this in the future. So we had over 900 registrations for this event. This is across the various time zones. So yeah, there's a there's a lot of attention being given to capacity planning specific to Xero Practice Manager. We're going to take Q&A at the end. So if you see the Q&A section, feel free to type in there and we'll answer those at the end. Yeah. So, Will, what do we got on for today? We're going to cover why do we choose to tackle this problem? Will's going to take us through a live app demo. We're going to talk about what's coming next in the near future for Link, product-wise, and we'll answer some FAQs and open it up at the very end to audience questions. So, Will, take us away. Actually, this is mine.
This is
Why do we
you, man.
choose to tackle this problem? So about 3 or 4 years ago now, it's been a little while, but we wrote this book, Everything You Need to Know About Xero Practice Manager, which was kind of like a amalgamation of everything we'd been practicing and teaching and helping people with for the last 10 years prior to that. And in chapter
12.
12, there's a chapter in there about capacity planning, and it's a real dog's breakfast. Super painful. The only option in XPM is to individually assign every job task one by one with a who, a when, and a how long, and then your team have to use the report builder to view their workflow. So it's really a lot of effort for quite a big reward, but just not tenable for a lot of practices. So Will and I set about to do something a bit better. So that's what you're going to see today. Take us away.
Awesome. All right. So what we'll do today is we're going to do an app demo starting off with starting a trial. So hop over to here. So I'm on our website, linkhq.com. So you guys can do the same if you want to start a trial, linkhq.com. And then, yeah, we'll just start trial. So the plan today, we'll start a trial, connect the account, and then I'll give you a little bit of an overview of the app. And then we'll look at a process around how we actually go and schedule our workflow. So we go start capacity trial. Connect with Xero, make sure our third-party access is on. It's sync data. Go allow access. Select the account and then begin the sync, just like that. So that's going to import all the timesheets, all the jobs, all the tasks, clients, everything, just like that. Very easy. So account's connected and all the data's synced now. Now we ask a few questions to help create the account. So the first one is select your currency. So you can select from the list. I'm just going to grab, I'll just go NZD. Select financial year, pop this in March, and then go review tasks. And here we go. So what we've got now is we need to identify which tasks are non-schedulable tasks. So this is a sort of a term that we've come up with to identify whether a task needs to be scheduled and it'll show in our unscheduled task list or whether we can ignore them. And the key difference there is, does this task have a person that you need to assign it to, and does it have a due date and an estimated number of hours? So for example, admin, there's going to be no due date or no deadline for admin, right? Another one down here is we've got our like leave. We've got general queries. Where are these? So we've got some, hang on, scroll down. Actually, I'm on a different account. I've got a different demo account here. So these are the sort of tasks. So maybe general queries is another one you'd have. Settings, these sorts of things, the things that don't actually have deadlines on them. So general queries is a really common one to have as well. You know, if you have like a general phone calls or general emails, anything like that, no deadline on those, that'll be a non-schedulable task. Cool, hit done, and then go review team. Cool. So what this does is it pulls through all of our team members from Xero Practice Manager. So you can see these are all the people I've got set up in Xero Practice Manager. Now, what we want to do is flag them as assignable or non-assignable. So by default, everyone's flagged as assignable if they're an active team member. So I'm going to look down here and go, right, well, let's say Phil's a consultant. He doesn't actually do work for us. We flagged him as unassignable. Admin, again, unassignable. But I have Caitlin, Josh, Will, and Ruben as our team members that we want to be assigning work to. But if I look here, I see I've got job titles, teams, and offices. You can go and customize these and select the relevant ones. You can add new ones here. So that's going to be used for our reporting and by filtering our reports. But what I want to focus on here is hours per week and capacity. These are two very important things. So how many hours per week does each team member work? And let's say Caitlin is part-time with us. So I'm going to update her to be 30 hours per week. So I just put that in there for October and select, and that's going to copy it all the way along for the whole year. And then as future months come up, it's going to select the previous month. So it automatically rolls over. So I hit save there. So I can see Caitlin works 30-hour weeks. And then what we have is our capacity percentage. So the people that I've flagged as unassignable, it defaults that to 0. We don't need them doing billable work. They're going to be 0% assignable. Now, for everyone else, the question is, what percentage of their time do we want them doing billable work versus internal work? So let's say Ruben is our company director here. We don't want him doing 75%. He might just be 50% billable because a lot of the time he spends helping the team or doing internal director type work, right? So I'll select that all the way along. So he's 50%. So what we're saying here is 50% of Ruben's time we're allocating to billable client work, and 50% of the time will be internal work. Whereas everyone else on the team, 75% of their time, we want them focusing on billable work. So this ends up being sort of your target productivity as well. Hope that all makes sense. So what we'll do is we'll look at how this translates into our capacity charts. So if I hit done, then I can go start scheduling. Great, so let's have a look at what this looks like in the charts. So if I go into the menu and then go under capacity, I've got view capacity. This is the amount of capacity that my practice has over the next 12 months. So the silver bar on the bottom, that represents your allocated non-billable work. So there's 218.5 hours of allocated non-billable work for the practice. And then we have 471.5 hours of available capacity for October. Now we can drill into any of these bars to see the people that make up these values. So if I click into here, you can see I've got Josh, Caitlin, Ruben, and Will. And you can see that Caitlin's bar is a little bit shorter than everyone else's, and that's because she's only 30 hours per week. So what we're doing is looking at how many hours per week she works, looked at how many, well, this is what the formula does in the background, how many hours per week they're scheduled to work, and then how many work days are in that month. And from there, we can calculate how many hours are available to work within the month. So that's why you see back there in the previous chart, some of the charts are a little bit different. February is going to have less months than say March, or less days available than March. Right, so you can also see here Ruben is 50-50, so he's got 92 hours allocated non-billable and 92 hours of available capacity. So what we want to be doing is we want to be allocating work to our people, and that's going to take up this green bar here, and we're going to replace it with blue. So down the bottom here, you can see allocated billable here, and then we have overcapacity if we've overbooked someone, and we'll see that as we work through this demo today. Right, so I hope that all makes sense. So our hours per week and our capacity targets, that is what creates our charts here. So let's look at assigning some work. And we can see how we can actually, let's see some blue bars show up in this chart here. So from that, I'll go to the menu, and under capacity, I'm going to go schedule tasks. Now, this is a list of all tasks in Xero Practice Manager. So we're not looking at jobs here because I know you have a job and then you can have multiple tasks on that job, or you can have a single job with a single task on it. Sorry, or you can have multiple jobs with multiple tasks. So depending on your method, it doesn't really matter for your capacity planning. As long as there is a task that we can assign to a person, that's what's important. So I know there's two methods there. There's one job, lots of tasks, or a task per job. Both methods work within Link here. So we take this first task here for 10,000 feet limited. It's an annual accounts preparation task. So I'm going to assign this one here to Josh. We've got the inputs are really nice to work with. So you can sort of quick type and then hit enter, automatically selects that value for you. So once you create your trial and get in and start using it, you'll see how nice the actual interface is to capture this data. So let's give him 20 hours to work on this task. And let's say he's going to work on that this month. So what it does now is it says that he's got 118 hours of available capacity in October now that we've allocated that job to him. So we'll grab another one here. What I can do is I'm just going to use the quick search here. I go prep. Now I'm just looking at my preparation tasks so that you can see I'll do that one more time if that happened pretty quickly. This is a list of all my tasks. See, we've got reviews, BAS, all these dates here. If I type in prep, it's got an instant search to filter your list. So I've got Josh there. We'll do another one to Josh. We'll give him 30 hours on this one. What happens as soon as I select the date, it's going to update this pill here to show the amount of capacity he has available. You ready? Boom, like that. So which 118 down to 88 hours of available capacity. We'll do one more here. Let's give this one to Josh. And let's give him, let's go 15 hours on this task. And update all those values. So as you're scheduling work for your people, you can see live how much capacity each person has available. And what that does is it avoids you giving too much work to one person for a month because you've always got that key there letting you know how much capacity that person has. So once we're happy with it, real simple, we can just go publish to Xero. It sends it through the API. It updates the task in XPM with that scheduling information and refreshes the list for us, just like that. So those tasks, so you were looking at unscheduled tasks here. So now that that task has all three elements assigned to, allocated hours, and due date, it's no longer in this list. It's now sitting on Josh's workflow list, which we're going to look at in a moment. And we can always find it by going into scheduled tasks as well. If we want to come in here, you can find those three scheduled tasks. This is the work we've scheduled, but our focus is to get everything scheduled, unscheduled, into scheduled. We want to get everything out of this list, and that means it's going to be sitting on someone's list to do. Cool. Let's check this out. So if we come into capacity now, so coming back into here and go view capacity, we're going to see some blue charts or some blue bars in the chart. There we go, 65 hours. Click into this. Pretty cool, eh? Now we can see that Josh has 65 hours of work allocated to him. So as we allocate work to people, it creates, so it replaces that available capacity with allocated work. Now, if we want to see what this work is, we can drill from here into his workflow list. So that top view was 12 months of capacity. We drill down, we see our people for the current month being October. And if we want to get an actual list of what people are working on, click on it. That drills me into workflow. There's a new view you haven't seen yet. This is workflow. So I can see Josh here. So I'm looking at the entire practice. Josh is the only person that has work scheduled to him at the moment. We should see his 3 tasks. And there they are. So what's really cool about workflow, this is the place where your team members are going to be able to view the work that they've been assigned. So they can, they've got statuses. So these statuses are only available within Link because there's job states in XPM. The problem with job states is that they're quite, if you're going to have multiple tasks within a job, you don't really know which task relates to that state. So we've given you statuses at a task level here, which makes it beautiful for your workflow. So let's say I want to work on this task here for 75 limited. I can make that one in progress, but now it's stuck in the middle of my list, right? So very easy, drag it to my list. So I can drag and drop my list into the order that I want to do it. So that's how workflow works. It's really cool. And with this, with the calculation of capacity, you see that Josh has got 30 hours remaining on this task. If he completes that task right now, what do you think will happen? In theory, he's going to have an extra 30 hours of capacity available, right? So watch this. If I come into here and go completed, got 73. If you watch that over there, 73, 103. So every interaction you're having with workflow or every timesheet you're doing in XPM, every little micro interaction is always updating your capacity calculations. So you have this beautiful live capacity report. So I'm just going to put this to in progress again, which will again update that back to 73. That's his available capacity for the month. So that's essentially your overview. Now we're going to have what I want to do now is I want to show you how the integration works. So just to recap what we've done is you have your capacity charts, which are green means available capacity. Your silver represents your allocated non-billable work. And as we allocate, so we go into our task module and we can allocate work to people or tasks to people. And that creates those blue charts, which are replacing the green there. And then we can always go through and view the actual detail of those lists by coming into workflow. So that's an overview of the product. Now I want to show you how the integration works. So let's say this task here is 75 limited. We want to do a timesheet to this task, but straight away I look at this and I go, hey, I actually don't know what job this is on, right? What I can do here is I can click on this and we can customize all these tables. They're really nice to use. So if I go job summary now, I pull that in there and I can customize my table really nicely by resizing it like that. And I can even save my view. So I might want to have a view that has multiple people in it. I might have a view that's just for me. So you can really customize your screens in here. As you can see, it's a really nice table to be working with. What I can see is job 6401, accounts preparation. So let's do a timesheet there and we'll look at how this syncs back into Link. So I go into Xero Practice Manager. I forgot that number already. I think it was 6401. Yeah, 6401. Yep, nice. 6401. So if we come in here and do a timesheet. So as your team are timesheeting, we're going to be polling that every 10 minutes. We're going to capture those timesheets and we're going to pull them through into Link and we're going to update capacity based on where that timesheet went. So let's say Josh worked on his annual accounts preparation task. Let's say he did 8 hours on it and hit save. So every 10 minutes, we're going to be looking for new timesheets. So let me check the time now. We've got 2 minutes, 2 minutes until that'll sync through. So while we wait for that, I want to come in here and we'll do some leave tasks. I want to show you how leave works within the system. Because if you take leave, here we go. If you take leave, that's obviously going to reduce the amount of hours that you're going to be working within that month. So jump in here. Let's say Josh, we'll do this for next month. So I want to show you these charts. So let's say Josh takes the Monday off. Oh, there, takes the Monday off. Takes the Tuesday off. We'll give him the Wednesday as well. There we go. All right. How much time have I got? 2 minutes. All right. So what we'll do is I'll go back into here and we'll take you back to capacity. We'll just hit refresh. Click into here. And you can see Josh right now. The timesheets haven't synced yet. So right now, Josh has 126 hours of available capacity. And he has 42 hours of allocated non-billable, which is exactly the same as me at the bottom here, right? So these are the same. So what we're going to see when these timesheets sync is both these bars are going to reduce apportioned by his target capacity. So we've got 1 minute to wait there. While we do that, what I'll do is I'll just jump back into my slides. I want to talk you through what your objective is within Link. So your objective, just to summarize everything that we're doing here, is your objective is to schedule all tasks in your practice. So we want to look at that unscheduled tasks module, and we want to allocate everything to your people. Then you'll have nothing in there, which means all the tasks are sitting on everyone's workflow, which means no task will ever be missed because it's going to be on someone's workflow list. So how do we do that? There's actually 3 steps on how we can do that. So as a practice manager or as a director, there's 3 things we want to do. 3 easy steps. Here we go. So before we run through those, let's have a look at our timesheets. All right, so those timesheets should have synced now. So if I go refresh, click into November, you can see Josh's bars are shorter now. They're reduced. So remember, it was the same as mine, 126. It's now down to 108. So the algorithm that's running in the background is taking every timesheet and it's applying it to the right place, always adjusting these capacity charts. So that's what November looks like. So if you ever load leave, it just reduces the amount of your allocated non-billable and your available capacity. Now let's go back and look at what happened to that job that we logged time against. This one here. So see, it's gone down to 57. Here we go. So 75 limited, annual accounts preparation. We've got 8 hours of actual time now, giving us 22 hours of remaining time, which is pretty cool, eh? So what it did is that reduced by 8 hours our amount of allocated billable. So no matter what your interaction is, it's going to put that update to the correct place. So if you work on a task you're allocated to, your blue bar will reduce. If you work on an admin task, the silver bar reduces. Now, if you work on a billable task that you're not assigned to, that's going to reduce your available capacity. So every single timesheet will go to the correct place, giving you a perfect representation of your capacity. While we're here, we'll just update this. We'll complete this task now. So check this out. If we go to complete, creates more capacity for Josh there. Awesome. So let's go back to our slides here and look at these 3 easy steps on how we schedule everything. The first step is to make sure all jobs have job managers. Oh, there we go. Make sure all jobs have job managers. So if I come into here, I'm going to go to the menu, and under capacity, I've got manage jobs. So I'm going to go to manage jobs. And this is the list of all of my jobs here. And you can see I've got Josh allocated to a couple of jobs at the bottom here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this filter here. We've got these filters to help you make sure that jobs have budgets and categories and managers. So if I go to jobs without job managers, it filters my list just to show me the ones that need to be allocated job managers, because you might find that 90% of them already have job managers. So we just want to focus on those ones that don't. So I'm going to grab these ones here, and let's say these tasks, let's make it nice and easy. All the ones that are, oh, there we go, A's and B's. I'm going to allocate these to Josh. Actually, it's probably too many. I want a few for me. I'll do about half the list. There we go, like that. So if I check and then hold down Shift, like you can do in your emails, it does it selects between those 2 selections there. And I'm just going to add these ones to Josh, like that. I'm going to unselect. I come and grab this one here, hold down Shift, select there, and I'll add these ones to me, just like that, and hit the X again. Cool, so I've added those, and then I just need to go publish to Xero. You can see at the moment all these green traffic lights. That means that the data in Link and XPM are consistent. Once I publish to Xero, we're going to need to run those updates in Xero Practice Manager. So when we go publish to Xero, I've changed my filter now because they all have job managers. I'll just go back to all jobs. You'll see this traffic lights down here. These are updating. So as they're coming through and getting updated, these job managers will now be sitting on these jobs. So if we go have a look at job 6404, that should now have Josh Truman sitting as the job manager. There we go. Manager's been updated to Josh Truman, where a few minutes ago, he wasn't on the job. Cool. So that's how we update all of our job managers, and they have almost all synced now. There we go. Pretty much done. So once we've done that, the next step is to invite our job managers into Link. So step 1 done. Step 2, we're going to invite Josh in. So I'm going to go HQ, I'm going to go to Team. I'm going to go Send Invite. And then what I want to do, because I want Josh to schedule his workflow, that's the step 3 you're about to see. I'm going to go schedule task. It's a permission I want to give him. So you can see we've got some permissions in here. HQ permissions are real your settings. Those are for sort of your account owners. You can have a look through those. It all makes sense once you've had a bit of a play. But I'm going to go send this invite. That's going to send Josh an email. Now, what's cool is our whole user system runs off the exact same one as Xero and XPM. So the same login he uses to log into XPM is the exact same login he'll use to log into Link. So it's almost the same app. You know, he doesn't need to create a new login. So he'll get the invite, log in, uses Xero login, and he'll be straight in the app. Cool. Now you get your job managers. Step 3, get your job managers to schedule their tasks before lunchtime. So regardless of how big your practice is, we believe you can have your whole practice scheduled before lunchtime. And how do we do that? Let's look at it. So how do we get the job manager to schedule their tasks, right? Because there could be thousands of tasks in your practice. So what we do is we want to first filter by the job manager, and then we go through these steps. So check this out. The first one is to bulk complete all tasks they've already finished. Step 1. All right, so let's say I've just got my invite. I'm a job manager. I'm going to jump into schedule tasks. I'm going to update this filter to show just me. So now I'm only looking at the tasks that I'm the job manager on. So these ones here. So straight away, I've reduced everything down from the whole practice just to myself, which is why we assigned our job managers as our first step. So now the first step over here was to bulk complete all tasks I've already finished. So your team members should know which tasks they've already finished, right? So I know that, let's say my BAS July to September all done. So if I type in September, you'll see all these tasks here I've put time to, and it's automatically assigned it to me. I can see the time I've put against them. So watch this, I can just select all of these. So you might have sort of quarterly taxes that you're doing. You might have management accounts. You might have all these monthly or bi-monthly or quarterly tasks. Just search them like I just did there. Bulk select, quick complete. Publish to Xero. Done. Simple as that. That's all done now. Now I want to look at all my preparation tasks. Have I got any preparation? Nothing I've already started. So then what you do is you go through and sort the whole report by hours. And if there's anything at the top that you're already working on, you want to assign those ones next. So that's our step 2, right? So bulk complete the task we've already finished. Step 2, bulk schedule all your recurring tasks. Sorry, that was third step. Anyway, step 2, bulk schedule all my recurring tasks. So let's say my BAS I'm going to go April to June. So if I select these, assign these to Will, and take 2 hours, and that's going to be a task for July next year. Just like that. 108 hours of available capacity once I assign all of those. So publish those to Xero. Really quick, eh? The next one is, let's do our March ones. Bulk select these. Assign these to me. 2 hours, and that's going to be due in April. And what's our last one? October to December. So let's type in December. So this is all of our recurring tasks that we know what those deadlines are going to be. And select me, and then that's going to be due in January. Cool, just like that. Cool, that's step 2. So bulk complete everything I've already done, then bulk schedule all my recurring tasks. Step 3 is schedule the tasks that have already been started. So likely when you start using Link, there's going to be annual accounts jobs or tax returns or whatever you have to do. They'll already be started. So you just want to sort this by actual hours and everything. Unfortunately, I got none here. But you'd go through and schedule those ones next because they're the tasks that you're currently working on. You probably want to schedule those into the current month. So the 4th step is to group tasks by client group and schedule the remaining tasks. So we've got these ones left. This is the rest of my list. I'm going to go group. I've got Blood Diamonds Limited. So what we want to do is I'm going to select these. I'm going to assign this to, actually I've got a cool, actually I'll show you another cool way of doing this. So I'm going to remove this because I know I'm going to be working on all these. So I bulk select them and assign them to me, right? Cool. But I've got preparation tasks there and I've got review tasks. And Ruben's going to be doing my reviews because he's my manager. So now I can type in review, if I spell it correctly, like that. So at the moment they're all assigned to Will, but I want to update these ones to be Ruben. Just like that. Unselect that. Cool. So straight away I've got the right person. So Will's on all the preparation tasks and Ruben's on all the review tasks. Now I need to do my allocated hours. So I'm just going to put my reviews back in there because I know that I'm going to give Ruben, let's say, 4 hours for his reviews, like that. But I know that this job here is a really big job. So I'm going to give him 6 hours for that one. Cool. So now I've put all of my time in for all my review tasks. Now I just need to run down here and update all my all the times for my preparation tasks. I'm typing preparation. So this client will be 20 hours, 20. These guys are a big job. That one. So you just run through, do all your estimates. Small job, very small job, 40 on that one. And then just to speed this process up for you guys, I'm just going to bulk select these ones and put in, let's go 25 hours for the rest of them. Cool. So what I've done now is I've allocated for all the work that I need to allocate. I've already done all my people straight away, all my reviews very quickly. I've done all my allocated hours. Now I just need to put my dates in. So I'm going to go back here and I'm going to group by field. Oh, so I've still got my preparation filter in there. Now I'm seeing everything. Cool. So now what I want to do is I want to go, cool, I'm going to do that this one this month. All right. Collapse that. We'll do this one this month as well. And I'm just basically going to fill this up until I run out of capacity. To speed this process up, I might just put a bigger amount in against this one. So let's say that one was 40 hours. 28. Like that, 13 hours available. Okay, so what's going to happen now if I go and put this one? Got 3 hours remaining, so let me do one more. We'll get in there. Okay, 25 hours. So if I try to put this one here, it's going to go negative 22, which means I'm over capacity this month. So what I need to do is I need to push this one to the next month. So we're going to do this one in November instead, like that. Now it's November. I've got 101 hours of available capacity, just like that. Cool, so if I just ungroup now, just for a moment so you can see what's happening, I've now gone through and allocated that quickly. I've allocated all this work. I've almost done my whole list, and we've been doing this for about 6 minutes. So once I'm happy with it, I can publish that to Xero. So everything that was fully scheduled goes into the scheduled tasks, and everything that still requires a due date, it's going to remain in this list here. Pretty cool way. So what I can do, I'm just going to quickly grab these ones here. We'll push these into November. Oh, we're over. We're over. I'm going to have to update some of them. 40, let's update this one here to make it December. There we go. Make that one December. Make that one December too. Cool. And our review should follow the same date. Should put that in January. Cool. All right. So nothing's over scheduled now, right? So we're looking pretty good. Publish that to Xero. So once these are all done, we might as well do all of them while we're here. Make them all February, then we won't go over. There we go, February. Cool. All right. We've scheduled everything. Whole practice. I've scheduled everything that's on my list. So if I had every task that I'd actually be allocated for the year, that might take me an hour to do my whole list. So now what we can do, let me just see if we've done all of our, yep, that's it. Yep, that was everything. Those are the 4 steps. We'll review those. Bulk complete the tasks we've already finished. Real easy, you saw that. Just bulk select, quick complete. Then bulk schedule the recurring tasks, which is the ones that we're going on a monthly or a bi-monthly or a quarterly basis. Do those. Then schedule the stuff we've already started because we probably want to do that straight away. We want to book that in this month and next month. And then group by client group and schedule the remaining tasks and what you just saw there. And you can get really clever with the filters and the groupings as you've seen, make that work really, really quick. So now that we've done that, if we come into view capacity, we'll start seeing a bit more information. And cool, this is starting to light up for us now. We're starting to see what our capacity looks like. So ideally, when that's my work scheduled, but once we've got everyone's done, we're going to very quickly see, do we have any green across the bars or we start getting over capacity? So you get that information immediately once you've scheduled all your work. Drill into here, and I can see there, I've got 3 hours remaining. This is my work, and I can click through to here and see my workflow for the month. Now, once you're in here, we can do some cool things. Like let's say, for example, I've got 3 hours of available capacity, and I might go, oh, that's actually a lot of work to do this month. I actually need a little bit more, I need a little bit of extra room. I can allocate this one to another month. I can push that out to, let's say, November. So you can reallocate work to another month. And that updates me to 13 from 3. Publish that to Xero. That's been updated. What I can also do is I can take this task here and I want to put that on, let's say, Ruben's list or Josh's list. So updates Josh to 80 and updates me to 28. Publish that, and you'll notice that goes straight up into Josh's list. He's got 4 of them now. So you can very easily reallocate work around your team. So when you run a workflow meeting, you go, oh, actually, Will's overbooked this month. He's over capacity. Can anyone take this job off him? Bang, move it around, update, just go publish, which updates the screen. So this is how you'd run your workflow meetings. But me as an individual, so I'm viewing this from the perspective that I'm a team leader or I'm a manager, and I've gone from my capacity charts down into workflow and I'm running a workflow meeting. But if I just click into workflow like this, I'm just going to see my workflow. So it's the same screen essentially, but I'm not seeing everyone here. I'm just seeing myself. This is my list. This is what I need to do this month. So I can put this to in progress. This is the one I'm working on right now. And again, we can drag and drop these around as you've seen, so I can reorder my list based on how I want to do it. What this does, it gives me peace of mind as a team, as a team member. I can see that I've got 28 hours of available capacity this month. If I log in and I see that at like -4, it means that I've got 4 hours too much work allocated me to this month, and I can put my hand up and get help. We know that early on in the month. What this does for the mental health of your team is huge, because rather than feeling like they're always under pressure and they never have enough time to finish their work, it's so beautifully allocated out. And as long as no one's over capacity, your team feels like they can deliver their work and they do have that support there, and there is that transparency. So we feel that not only have we created a really nice, fast way to schedule work, and we're giving you this information, these capacity charts to see what's going on, a nice way to run your workflow. The impact it's going to have on team morale is going to be huge, because they can now feel like they're not under pressure to deliver impossible deadlines. So yeah, that's the app really. We think it's pretty cool. All runs off Xero Practice Manager. Just pulls the tasks through, and yeah, it's a really nice interface. So hope you guys get on and have a bit of a play with it. Yeah, we think it's pretty neat.
Amazing. Thanks, Will.
Cool. Should we have a look at what's coming up? So we're not finished. We're not done. We're building more stuff. So the next things that we've got coming up. First thing is client groups in the task schedule. So when I showed you how I grouped my tasks and scheduled at a client level, ideally we're doing this at a client group level, because you may have like 4 or 5 entities owned by the same director, where you want to be scheduling all that work at the same time. So otherwise you might end up in a situation where you schedule one task in September and one in August and one in February, and then it's quite hard to do all the work patchy like that. So if you group by client group, you make sure all those tasks go into the same month, so you can do a group at a time. So that's going to be really powerful, and we've got that pretty much all done. We just need to deploy it. So yeah, you'll be hearing from us in the next week or so once that's live.
Awesome.
So that's a real little one, pretty much done. Now, the big one, we're so excited about this. Everyone that has heard about this is really excited about it, is timesheets. So we're going to do timesheets within Link. So come back to workflow here. So this is my workflow list. Now, rather than having to go back to XPM to do my timesheets, I'll be able to do my timesheets straight from my tasks here. So there'll be a little action icon here. I can click on that, which adds a time to it, and I'll log a time directly to this task. And that's going to send it down to XPM. So we're not going to be holding that in Link. Link's not going to hold on that timesheet and not share it. That information gets sent down to XPM, and then it'll be picked up in that 10-minute sync as well. So it all just connects really nicely. But giving your team the ability to do time, because timesheets are a pain. We want to make that process as easy as possible by putting it straight where they're actually viewing their work. The last one, just as exciting, if that's at all possible, is custom task states. So right now, these states here, we've got 3 options to do: in progress and completed. You'll be able to expand these out. So in progress, you might want to have information requested from client. You might want to have in review, waiting on client queries, filing. You might want to expand these out. So we're going to give the ability to customize these states based on the task. So accounts preparation may have a different set of states to maybe a management accounts or some coaching tasks or review or whatever it is. So you'll be able to customize those at a task level. And what's really cool about this is we are going to also have a state ledger that's going to be rolling in the background. So it's going to look at how long each task remains in that state, and then we'll be able to count those days. Then you'll be able to report based on basically at a team member level how long jobs are sitting in each state. So you might look at this and go, wow, we have this huge bottleneck in review. So Will's turning these jobs out in, let's say, 20 working days, but 12 of those working days they're in review, which means Ruben isn't getting through his reviews in time. But that's where the bottleneck is in our practice. So at the moment, we can provide, with Link reporting, we can provide beautiful reports around work in progress, staff performance, and all these different things. Right now, reporting on job turnaround is something that we can't do. this is going to open up a whole new world of reporting to us. So that's why it's a really exciting feature as well. So those are our top three releases that we're focusing on right now. We won't go any deeper into the future, but I'm sure if you can put the puzzle together, we've got some really cool stuff coming up after that as well. So
Amazing.
that's
Thanks,
products.
Will.
I'll hand back to Rubes to run through some FAQ.
Yeah, we've currently got, I think, 85 or 86 accounting practices using Link Capacity to plan what's happening in their practice between now and Christmas. And a lot of those people are communicating that to their clients. I'm sure it's like this in Malaysia, Singapore, Hong Kong, etc. But every December, someone calls up and says, "Can I have my accounts before Christmas, please?" And we can only say yes a certain number of times because we have our own plan and we have a limited capacity for our team. So yeah, those 85 practices are currently having very clear and very specific conversations with their clients around who realistically is getting their work done or not.
Sitting on someone's workflow list, right?
Yep. So that's awesome. And so over the last Link Capacity's been around not that long. It's only relatively new. But over that time, there've been some FAQs, and number one is how does this work with FYI? And those of you who may not be familiar, FYI is a document management email integration service that's quite popular in Australia and New Zealand. And yeah, the answer is it does. So there is no change to your process there. When people use Link Capacity, as you've seen, your team would use the workflow within Capacity. That's super important because your plan populates your workflow and your workflow updates your plan. So that's what keeps your plan alive. So yeah, that's that. Next FAQ, yeah, great one. Do we have to schedule every year or can the data just roll over? And this is a really good one. We've got our job managers out there saying, oh, it's going to take 10 hours to do that, and it's going to take that person 8 hours to do that, and this is a 20-hour job. This is all good information. Do you have to do that every year, or can Link do something smarter than that? And the answer is yes, Link can do something smarter than that. And I probably won't leave Will to go into the deep dive of it, but you can rest assured that the effort and the intelligence your job managers are putting into their planning will not need to be repeated for the 2026 financial year or the next financial year. We'll do some clever, smart lookup stuff to pre-fill or auto schedule 80 to 90% of it for you. So yeah, all the effort you put into your planning now or in the near future will be able to be reused effectively. Yeah. Last one, obviously one more.
Yep, there we go.
What does this cost? Do you have the website up, Will?
Yeah, I can bring it up if I don't. Yeah.
You go to linkhq.com. Pricing. Oh, yep, that'll do. Yep.
Down here. Cool.
Cool. There's a little toggle you can use. So up to 5 team members, it's $250 per month. That's an AUD for everyone on this call. Singapore, Malaysia, Hong Kong, Philippines, etc. Or what's that? If you go up to 5, sorry, there's a 20% discount for annual subscription. And then if you go up to 10, it's 400 and 384. So use the little toggle. You saw in the step 1 when we had all our people, that's a good, when you connect your account, you'll see roughly how many timesheet and team members you have. So it'll give you a good indicator. So yeah, if you go to Link HQ at the top of the screen, go start your trial, that'll tell you how many people you've got. And then you can decide, work out what your pricing will be.
That's right. Cool. Right up some audience questions.
We only received two audience questions. Number one, in the setup screen, Will, how you were selecting the currency and the settings currency and the financial year end. What was the list? Was that a finite list of currencies in there, or more currencies available?
That's a good question. When I was selecting that, I had a little bit of panic in my mind thinking, oh, we need to add some new ones here.
So good.
Yeah. So yeah, well, we need to add some more to that list. So if you start your trial, just maybe select AUD for now, and then we can update that to the appropriate currency.
Let us know what currency you want for your organization.
Send us an email. We'll update that. Yeah. So I think we built that list before we decided we're going to run a webinar for everyone.
Yep.
So
we're open to suggestions. So yeah, just let us know what you need there. Cool. When we link up XPM with Link, does all our current task allocations already done in XPM flow into Link?
It's a good question. So when you connect Link for the first time, yes, everything you've allocated in XPM will pull through as allocated in Link. But once you've connected your account, any future scheduling you do in XPM won't be picked up by Link, and that's because we don't want to create a conflict. So your initial connection, yes, but going forward, you want to do all of your scheduling within Link, which will update XPM.
Beautiful. Any other audience questions while we are here? I'll give it 15 seconds, and if not, we'll leave you to connect your account and have a play like what Will just did.
Yeah, and also mention that Rubs
Ah,
does free XPM reviews. So if you're using XPM, you're not too sure if you got it set up correctly, your job structure's not right, or you got any questions like that. Ruben does sort of 3 to 5 free XPM reviews a week. So don't be shy, reach out, hop on a call with Rubes, and he's the world's best at reviewing this sort of stuff and providing some feedback on what you can do to improve things. But
thanks, man.
yeah,
Yeah, that's free of charge. We meet up, we look through your XPM settings, processes, etc. Talk about what you want to achieve, and a few things like that. And then I'll go away and come up with put together some bullet points with some recommendations and resources, and that's all free of charge. And we can meet up again to discuss them optionally if you want to as well. But yeah, we do
awesome.
that for heaps of people.
Rock on. All right. Well, thank
Man,
you very much for everyone taking some time out to check out Link. And yeah, we hope to continue conversations with you guys as we release new stuff and we create more resources. But yeah.
yeah, we'll definitely be doing a lot more in this time zone for you guys. This is the first one, obviously. And yeah, we'd love to be, works out well for us. It's our afternoon and it's your morning. So I think, yeah, we can make this work for sure. So yeah, you can expect a lot more XPM type events coming from us for you specifically. So yeah, I look forward to that. Thanks,
Yeah.
everybody.